Elon Trump and the biggest White House thieves. Let me break it down to you. Thieves in the White House. It comes down to this. Elon's got a scam. Trump's got a scam. Let's talk about both scams and how it works and break it down where the money reside. So Elon basically is trying to dig into, he's got all this data now on government contracts. Who has contracts, who don't. Who is this way, who don't. But he messed up with that mass firing email he sent out twice to everybody's department. And now Trump has signed it with the cabinet. In order to make up for that, he gave $100 million to Trump's PAC. $100 million. So it was like, he's trying to pay homage and keep relevant. But it's going to be rough for him. You got 14 states suing the Trump administration to remove him, and they got a good chance. It's Judge Chutkan, an Obama-appointed judge, a black woman who is the former judge for the insurrection and put them people in jail that he just pardoned. Now, they said in that case, DOJ sounded affidavit under perjury that Elon's not head of Doge. But 2 weeks later, you got Trump going out saying, yeah, Elon's head of Doge right there in front of the State of the Union. So it's not looking good for Elon on that level. But the level of money is this. He sees, I can make a bag in the following ways. Now pay attention to me now. Elon, Trump, thieves in the White House thieves. Here's how it goes. Elon's going to make a bag, even though he can't do the firings and replace it. Originally, he wanted to replace a lot of the firings like he tried to do with the FAA and pull in all the SpaceX people to replace them and get private contracts, right? Right there in our face, like really right in our face. That's not working. Good. He's failing. Here's another thing. He has hooked up his servers to all of our information, whether it be the Department of Education, Medicaid, Medicare, Veterans Benefits, Social Security. And what he's done with that information is trained AI to learn it. What's he going to do? Make Grok better? Maybe. But the bigger thing is he can sell that algorithm access or even rent it or lease it to multinational corporations and countries on how we think our buying patterns, everything. That is worth trillions of dollars. He's going to pull big money. Then he's in on this thing with Trump on the blockchain cryptocurrency. And I'll get to Trump in a minute. And that is going to be big money for him because, whatever Trump signs is going to turn into money because he's president of the United States. And the blockchain is going to open up opportunities for him to get on the ground floor and make a lot of money. Let's go over to Trump. Trump's big money right now is happening. We all laughed at his silly little meme coin, right? But he's pulling billions out of it. Here's how. Basically, he created the meme coin. Anybody can invest in it privately. Nobody knows who it is. But it's like a Swiss bank account. On that Swiss bank account, you can go ahead and put money in and then show the president's family. That's why I think his family is in private practice. You can show Donald Trump Jr. or whoever in the family that you've invested this money. Now, who wouldn't put money in there? Especially since he got rid of the law where it's against the law to accept foreign gifts. So who could put money in? Oh, let me give you an example. Right now, there's just a deal they inked that's worth $1.4 trillion with the United Arab Emirates. Here's how Trump would get money. The Arab Emirates would put money in. They'd put money in because they're going to get something out of it when they're investing into the United States. They could buy that meme coin and nobody be the wiser. But here's where it can really get slick. That $1.4 trillion they're putting into America, which companies are going to be the ones that that get chosen for that to do business with the UAE? And how much money are they going to put into his meme coin? Now, let me take you back to this meme coin thing for a minute. What wealthy people do is they buy buildings and other big assets. Instead of, let's say they made $100 million that year. They're not going to pay taxes on it. They're going to put it into a building or into another asset. So it's not considered capital gains. Then they're going to loan tax-free money from it. What Trump has lived off of for decades now is tax-free money. That's why he got in trouble in New York. And that's why he's a felon. Because he was inflating the value of his properties so that he can get 85, 90, 95% loans. And the loans get paid back through the properties themselves, the cash flow. So the great part about that, the cash flow, as well as anything that he gets from leasing, like his leasing of his name. Let me show you something. I don't know if you can see it, but that tall building in the dark is Trump Tower. I'm here downtown Chicago, and that tall building in the background is Trump Tower. Well, Trump Tower, he doesn't own that. He leases his name to it, and that's what he does with all his properties. He can make money that way. And I ain't mad at him for that. But the thing is, when he gets that money, where's the money going? It's going to pay the tax-free loans, because if he earns that money, it's taxable. So he takes that money he earns from that and every other grift he's got going on, selling guitars and water and vodka and whatever. He'll take that money and put it into paying off these tax-free loans that he pulls from there. What is he loaning right now? The meme coin. Every time you got these Saudis and big companies in China putting money in that meme coin, he can loan against it and use it and either reinvest it into other things so he can put it back into something that doesn't pay taxes, or live off of it, or a combination of both. That's the game. That's the grift. That's the money. And everybody's going to pay him some money just for them to get deals. Like that UAE deal, like the deals that are coming for contracts that are coming in from other countries. Think about all those deals. There's a lot of deals on the table. He's trying to save TikTok with Larry Ellison over at Oracle to buy TikTok. That's going to be worth $100 billion plus. TikTok brings in 30, 40, 50 billion a year in America alone. So he's going to make sure that good old Larry, or Larry already know the play, to make sure he's taken care of. Get him his money, and the deal will happen, and he'll give a head nod on it. That's how they're grifting, and that's how the thieves in the White House work. Have I just earned your subscription? If you're on Instagram or TikTok or something, definitely follow me there. But if you're not on YouTube, get on YouTube, Darren Monroe Politics, and subscribe there. I post literally once a day, 24 hours, with new content. That's usually not as long as this, but usually it's only about 3 to 5 minutes on average. But you definitely want to follow me, because I'm talking about what's going on behind the scenes that nobody else is talking about. It's one thing to talk about what Trump and Elon do. I do talk about that, but I talk about the context of it, and I talk about what we're doing to fight back, because this is a liberal channel, okay? And what we're doing to fight back, and how you can breathe easier, knowing the facts and the score. For instance, the score in the courts is we're winning 39-40 as I record this. But there's going to be more wins, because they keep blatantly breaking the law, and they're pissing off the judicial branch. You know, you want to put articles of impeachment on a judge because you didn't like the way the judgment went, and you know that you're in contempt of court. You're in trouble. You're in big trouble. It's not working. And then you want to get the DOJ to attack law firms. Oh, man, really? Really? You want that smoke? Because there are other law firms who do. You can't run around bullying people. But it's their arrogance. It's the arrogance of that administration that is really hurting them most. It's their arrogance. They're losing, and we're winning. Sign up, follow me for more, and follow me definitely on Darren Monroe Politics. If you're there already, subscribe. You'll love it. See my playlist.